Somalis.
Somalis.
Somalia.
Somalis.
Somalia.
The Somali.
Somali.
The Somali.
Somalis.
Somalia.
The Somali is Somalia.
Somali.
Somalia.
Somali. Somalians.
Somali.
The Somali.
Our people touched down in Minnesota 3,000 years ago when it was called Somalisota. And now the Europeans changed it to Minnesota. That's a quick history.
Somalis are amazing people.
Welcome to Somsphere. Please subscribe to the channel. Somalis own Minnesota. It was promised to them 3,000 years ago. These and many similar statements were sarcastic jokes Somalis used to mock far-right white extremists and MAGA supporters. But what is this really about? Why does President Trump seem to have a problem specifically with Somalis? Why does he single them out? How can a small community, estimated at around 300,000 people living in the United States, be portrayed as a major threat to America's future? To understand this, we must look much deeper than the surface. The pressure and hostility facing Somalis today goes far beyond the personal conflict between Ilhan Omar and Trump. Somalis have become a distinct and visible community within American society. Unlike many other groups, they tend to remain socially separate, marrying within their community and not fully dissolving into the broader melting pot the United States is known for. At the same time, Somalis are not passive refugees sitting on the sidelines. They are an ambitious people, determined to rise and to take positions of influence within American political and civic life. Despite having lived in the U.S. for only about 30 years, their impact has, in many areas, surpassed that of communities that have been present for over a century. In business, Somalis have achieved remarkable success. Their rapid economic progress has surprised established corporations and drawn public attention. This visibility has even caused resentment among some African American communities who have lived in the country for generations, with accusations that Somalis live in government housing while driving expensive cars, a narrative often fueled by misunderstanding and envy. Religiously, Somalis are Muslim and they do not hide their faith. They openly practice Islamic traditions and stand firmly in solidarity with oppressed Muslims worldwide. This was especially evident during the recent Gaza genocide, where Somalis played a major role in advocacy, fundraising, and speaking out for the Palestinian people suffering under Zionist violence. They raised millions of dollars and used their collective voice to support the oppressed. This activism deeply angered pro-Israel lobbying organizations, which began to view Somalis as a growing threat, a community that is influential, outspoken, and unwilling to remain silent like other marginalized groups. Alarmed, these lobbying groups sounded the alarm to MAGA circles, Trump supporters, and political allies. Combined with Trump's personal hostility toward Ilhan Omar and past allegations of corruption aimed at Somalis, this created the current wave of targeted hostility against the Somali community. At their core, Somalis are historically nomadic pastoralists. Resilience, self-defense, and resistance are deeply embedded in Somali culture. Somali origins. Somalis are African peoples, specifically from the Horn of Africa. Geographic roots. They originate from Somalia, Ethiopia, Somali region, Djibouti, northeastern Kenya. This region is known as the Horn of Africa. Ethnic roots. Somalis belong to the Cushitic peoples. They are indigenous Africans. Language. They speak Somali. Somali is a Cushitic language within the Afro-Asiatic family. History and heritage. Traditionally pastoralists and traders. Maintained ancient trade links with Arabs, India, and Africa. Islam reached them early, in the 7th century. A historical clarification. Somalis are not Arabs by origin. They share Islam and trade history with Arabs, but they are older as a people. Somalis are Cushitic Africans with their own language, culture, and history. Yet, paradoxically, many Somalis do not see themselves as African in the common sense. They often view themselves as distinct, even superior to other African groups. Somalis do not believe there are people inherently above them anywhere in the world. No matter how broken their homeland may be, they refuse to submit. If you choose to impose war, chaos, or confrontation on Somalis, you will be the one who pays the price. Somalis are not a people who can be easily broken. They are a nation born from endurance, resistance, and resilience.